my dear Sagittarius. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between January 16 and January 31st, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So, I want to wish you a happy new year and happy holidays for everyone that have a different calendar. And I also want to thank you so much for the year that has passed by and for all of your beautiful support. So I'm going to start to shuffle your cards, and I use the Third of the Hidden Realms by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Julia Jeffrey. And when I open your deck here, I see the Knight of Swords and Justice. So it might be that some of you have a beef with an air sign. Knight of Swords is usually Gemini, but might be a Libra and Aquarius as well. Justice is a Libra. So what we see here is probably you becoming more aware of an above perspective of things. You are usually very passionate Sagittarius, and you want what you want, but you're also becoming more just and true, seeing things not through pink, rose pink glass eyes anymore. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Four of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands also wants to show itself. So you want to talk about boundaries. You want to talk about respect. You want to talk about justice. I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have a King of Pentacles. So air sign, earth sign. It might be that you have air and earth also somewhere in your chart. So this is King of Pentacles. It's much like the Four of Pentacles that we saw. Some of you might be building better boundaries than what you had before, and you can now walk like miles in the desert without any love or anyone looking after you, because now you are so good on looking after yourself. So you're becoming very much more self-reliant, I'm believing. And maybe a little bit bitter, to be honest. So I call the six elements: earth, wind, fire, water. Yes, a little bit bitter. Water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Sagittarius viewers. Ace of Wands. So I want my dear Sagittarius to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so my dear Sagittarius, I will just tune into you and your reading for a few seconds. Okay, the Two of Swords and the Ace of Wands, it's like you're trying to keep your temper. You want to be just and fair, but also you might want to blow up in someone's face. And probably you have the justice on your side, but if this is ever going to be in balance, maybe you need to be the bigger person. And I'm not meaning forgiving someone for their past behavior, but at least not be sunken to their level. You still can mirror their behavior, but you don't have to do it with bitterness. You can still do it with love and with the notion that you want them to learn, not that you want them to perish and die from the face of the earth. Okay, so with that said, here is your future, Sagittarius, there, and this is your now, and this is your past. So in the past here we have the Sun, and that's correct because we have had Sagittarius. Sun have been moving through Sagittarius. It seems like it has upwheeled some uncomfortable emotions that you're trying to shy away from. This with feeling unjustly treated, and you don't. It's like you're very tired of conflict. We have the Star card here and the Sun card, so both are stars, of course, or suns, which way you want to see it. So it's souls far away and souls close, and in between we have this Four of Cups. That's a person being drowned in emotion but still not really acknowledging them. It's like still not feeling the full extent of them. Can't explain it any better than that. right now. Okay, and that's the past. So it's December 2017 and the Sagittarius period, or going into Capricorn month, beginning of January 2018. And here we have the Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups, it's a new love, it's a new someone wants to cooperate with you, or you wants to cooperate with them. The Sun, you have seen the truth about the situation, and you're probably ready to walk away, but the other person might be ready to change their ways and like take the feelings that came with this whatever conflict you might have had, and make something better of it. So it seems like you are ready to walk away and they are ready to reconcile. So it might be the other way around as well. And here we have the Hangman, Temperance, Justice, Five of Pentacles. So it's so hard to know when you should trust yourself and go with your rage and, you know, put justice all over the world, because how people have been treating you unfairly, letting you out in the cold, or not valuing you enough, and that's why you're bitter, and now you want to play them all. But in the same time, you still have this longing for harmony and forgiveness and to make things right. So it's like you're hanging in between what to do. The answer is inside of you, so you need to find them there. Probably there's many answers. Maybe you still love the person, but you can't forgive things that they have done to you. We can just hope that they have grown enough that they might be able to repent you or pay you back, maybe with love. So here in the past we have the Fortune Fairy, so that's the Wheel of Fortune. Things have been going in your favor lately. You have been feeling the breeze of victory in your hair. So the divine has been on your side, fighting together with you for some cause here that's about to do with your soul, since we had the Sun card there. So Sun, Wheel, you see this is Sun, this is the Wheel. So it's talking about time as well, of course, and it might be time repeating, because if something happened here in Sagittarius Capricorn last year, maybe it has come full circle and the same thing is going to happen again, or a similar thing, and it will come again and again until you see the meaning of it all and understand what it wants to say to you. And here you have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is realization. You're seeing the truth of the matter, and it's no wonder with both the Justice and the Sun. So though both those are major arcana cards talking about truth and revealing the truth and seeing the truth and honor and balance and justice. Six of Swords is like a head and heart gathering or re-emerging or emerging. Your head and heart, there's no conflict. It's just different ways to look at the situation. The heart says, well, I love the person. The head says, they weren't mean to us. And you can still love the person, and you can still know that they were mean to you and not let them be mean to you again. Very simple. But the love is very hard to erase. So that can be sad to know, but it's like what it is. And here you have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups might be an offer of love coming in. Someone has seen the truth. There's going to be a repetition of something that happened before because of your soul's mission. So this is mainly what I see, and that's why the love is here. That's why you're starting to feel those sweet emotions again underneath your bitterness, because there's a reunion going to happen in some way. It might, for some of you, it might just be in dreams, like you're never going to see that person again, but you need to forgive them and lay to peace whatever has been between you, like bury the warrior axe. So some kind of act of forgiveness because someone has looked deep into their heart. And yes, with the Sun here, it might be soulmates. And I feel that you might not like this because there has been a war. But war are 5 of Wands. It's eventually going to become like the 14 Alchemist card, learning from one another, seeing the bigger picture. So that's a reason for why there's war too. Things are repeating. We can see this in a very big, broad perspective. We were in Taurus age here, and the Jews at that time, they were called Hittites. I don't know in English, but with H anywhere, like Hebrew, but Hittites something. And they took over the land of Canaan. And the people in Canaan, they wrote letters to the Pharaoh saying that please come and rescue us. But he was preoccupied with his lovey-dovey business with becoming an enlightened soul, so he didn't have time to do that. And so the Hebrews were erasing like thousands of people. 7 different people were erased from Canaan during that time, some 3,500 years ago. And we know what has been in the count for Hebrews since then. And I wish that they would have learned the lesson, because I know I have been a Hebrew person myself. I have memories also from concentration camps and walking death march. So that I know I've been a Hebrew person, but they haven't learned, okay, because now they are doing the same thing but against the Palestinians instead. So it's a never-ending circle, and you, Sagittarius, you are in something similar here. You see, it's something re-emerging, and you're supposed to get it now. And maybe a peace offering would be good, even if the person doesn't deserve it. Maybe to lay down the warrior axe. Maybe to be the bigger person that actually heals the situation, which the Pharaoh would have been able to do in this Taurus age. He was the one that comes with the monotheism, the teaching of the God, one God, and it was the sun. So he worshipped the sun, this Pharaoh, Akhenaten. Okay, so something similar to that is going on in your life. Might be in a smaller scale, it might be in a very big scale, it might be in many different scales. So what you're doing in your life matters for the grand scale of it all. If you are able to make peace in your life, other also warrior tribes will be able to make peace between them. And here we have the Hermit underneath the Fortune Fairy. So this is 10, 9. Maybe you're going to launch a rocket here. The Hermit card. It also came for Libra, and in their case it was some kind of birth, but here it's some kind of repetition, and where you need to keep yourself very aware. 6 of Swords, 9 the Hermit. Both are about self-awareness, looking deep inside, seeing yourself fully and accepting whatever is there. Don't blame yourself for all the wars in the world just because you can't keep peace in your own relationship. There's a work in progress. Nothing is on your shoulder, Sagittarius. And here we have the 9 of Wands. So 9 of Wands is Sagittarius energy, and it's a little bit fiery, it's a little bit feisty. It's talking about protection. So this is when we start to build walls around ourselves, or fence in other people, making a wall around them. So we don't see that the thing that was once done to us and that we are feeling victimized about is what we are now doing to other people. So you need to see this not with judgmental eyes upon yourself, but just be careful. Just because you have the right to feel pissed off right now, it doesn't mean that you want to feed this energy so it will go another lap. That's just what I'm saying. So try to see things from another perspective. Maybe you can have your boundaries, but still live and let live. How about that? So, Fortune Fairy. And also notice 10, 9, 9. So, a 9 here, the Hermit, and 9 of Wands. It's the very fiery 9. It's the very masculine way, the warrior way, the lonesome warrior. Fighting with stamina and protecting its country and all of that. So it's a person being a little bit blind and thinking that they are fighting for a good cause, but they are causing a lot of harm and a lot of karma to come. When we are creating things in certain ages, like even if it's the month of January, where we have January here, Capricorn, Aquarius. So when we're creating something here, we might be betraying our loved one. That's going to hit a mark there for the rest of our time until we have healed that thing. So be very careful with what you do that's not out of love, but out of this with boundaries that I've been trying to teach you. Boundaries are good. Not being bitter is more a karmic thing. So try to be stoic and grown up and the bigger person, and still say your truth. What you have seen here, you can still say it. And I think that's the key here, that you need to say it. It's something that needs to be released with this karmic situation here. And if you voice it, sometimes it will be released. You can rechange a soul contract, but just voicing your own inner truth. Saying, okay, so I'm fed up with this. I want this instead. That could be rewriting your whole soul contract and make you experience something else instead of this repetitive revenge war thing. I think when we have been deeply victimized, we feel righteous to strike back. And sometimes we need to, you know, just show a mirror to a person. This is how it feels. But you don't have to do it with bitterness. That's the only thing I'm saying here. And here you have life renewed, so it's the judgment day. So you have both the fortune fairy and life renewed. So it's really a time where you could end the war. You can end this karma once and for all by not... if you have been forced to act like they acted for a while, now it's the time to step back in your own shoes, to become your own vulnerable self again, and to not be a warrior, but be a peacemaker. And that is what I see. And it might be that a long lost soldier are coming back, and they have some deep trauma thing that needs to be healed, and they can't be healed if you're hating them or being bitter towards them. So why they acted stupid in the first place, you probably already know that they were traumatized, but you just didn't want them to take it out on you. So life renewed, something is coming back and it wants to be healed. It wants to be made into harmony. And Page of Cups is like messages of peace, of love, of understanding. So it seems like the war is over. Ace of Cups, pure water. Page of Cups is actually not pure water, it's water, earth, because the pages are seeds. New information. Okay. So Ace of Cups, new love. It's maybe a little bit what Aquarius got, like forget about the past. The past is the past. If you don't want to create it in your future, what I said to them was write it down so you remember, and you can write it down like your black book, and whenever then you give the person or your family or this situation, your friends, a new chance. And when they start to become mean again, you read a book and then you see, okay, yes, this was exactly what happened the last time. But until then, you can forget about it. So you have a chance of creating something new and don't have to be stuck in the same loop all over again. Okay, and here we have the Ace of Wands. So I'm feeling this a little bit like vibrating here on the brink of love and hate. So you want them back, do you? You do, but you're very suspicious of them. Have they actually grown? And it's the big question we are all asking ourselves. You can only look at yourself. The quantum leaps that you are able to make is the quantum leaps probably another person is able to make, and usually not that big. Usually we just become more and more ourselves. So you need to love a person for who they are, and just acknowledge that you're loving someone that might not be perfect in your eyes. But what is perfect? No one is perfect. But it's the fine line between forgiving someone and allowing abuse. And I know you have learned this with boundaries now. You're not going to let anyone treat you badly. Then it's a big no. A big fat no, okay, here, protecting your inner jewelry, this little Page of Cups here. So you have a good defense, and it's very passionate here. So you might be easily going from love to hate to love to hate to love to hate very quickly. But the Ace of Wands is the ray from your soul. So it's very powerful, it's very passionate. but it can like rage like a big lion. And here you have the bird phoenix, so it's something that's being reborn here, definitely, with the life renewed and this phoenix birth here with the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is like the first trees that starts to grow like slowly from the soil after a big fire, like a forest fire. So it's starting to become green and luscious again. And you see, this is a fox, so you don't trust, and you don't have to trust. You just have to give more chances. I'm always I almost feeling like I can't say the word because you don't want to give more chances, Sagittarius. Definitely you don't want to give more chances. I feel like you want someone to come and pray and beg for your forgiveness, and I'm really not seeing that happening. I'm seeing a little bit of a warrior coming back that's all about them, maybe a little bit selfish, okay? And here we have the Seven of Pentacles, and that's patience. So 6 of Swords, 9 of Wands, it's like counting to 10 or at least to 7 here. 6 of Swords, 7 and 9. So Sagittarius, this is about you. You have seen the truth, I think, with both the head and the heart. You see that they have not been nice to you, and you see that you still have feelings for them, or you still love them, your family, your partner, whatever it is. And here you're not going to take any more crap. It's really central, so that's steady. No one can take your boundaries away from you, and nobody wants. Whenever this person is acting the same stupid way again, you will tell them. So it's not about allowing more abuse. You will actually probably not take it at all. It's like you have become allergic here. It's just going to say like this, and you are going to be all up in fire. But this card's advice about patience. So yes, be really pissed off, but say, I'm really angry with you, instead of shouting it and saying, this is why I'm angry with you. This is what I see. This is what I feel. This is how I want you, or not maybe want you. This is how I want this situation to be resolved. And then it's up to the other person if they want to do it or not. If they don't want to, you're back to where you started, like with nothing between you two, because it seems that there has been some kind of war. But here the Lovers, so life renewed, Page of Cups, life renewed, Lovers. They might come back with the saying that they're sorry, but I'm still sensing that they haven't changed, you know. If you wanted like another person, why are you in love with this person? So you can't fool yourself and think that you want something else, because if something else came and presented itself to you, you would probably say no. So maybe you like adventure, maybe you like people that's a little bit stupid, maybe you like a challenge. So you're Sagittarius, you like challenges, you like experiences. You're a spiritual sign, you want to learn as much as you can, you want to have as much as experience you can before you go. So maybe you have chosen really difficult challenges, so you could grow. And here we have the Hangman, so it's all about growth and this temperance and justice thingy. I'm feeling it burning. So they really did a number on you, and you don't want to forgive, but your heart says, well, let's forgive. And you're thinking, God, I'm so stupid. It's something wrong with me. But it's not. It's just this honey trap that God have made for you, or Goddess, the divine, has made for you. So you would be caught in this honey trap and learn this, what you need to learn on this lap, whatever it is that you are doing, this circular route. So you don't have to do it like 10,000 lifetimes more. If you can solve it now, that would be perfect. Then you can learn something else. The Hangman, we can see this. It's someone maturing, someone is growing. So there's hope. But it's not going in the hasty pace that you want. You want them to have evolved 10 years when they're coming back, and they might have grown exactly the time what you were apart. And of course the pain is making people grow, but you you need to have patience. There's not going to be any quantum leaps today. They're coming back in the same shape and form that they did before, but maybe they value you more. And that's the only thing I can see here. And for you cross-watchers, of course, it might be the Sagittarius doing the same thing. Usually these readings are for the one that watches, not for the one that would never come in contact with a Torah reading. Yes, okay, it came like this. Maybe the divine doesn't like these short readings. Because it came for Libra also 3 cards. So, and it came for you. I was only to take this with the flexible, but then you have round and round and soulmates as well. So this is exactly what I've seen with your reading. So I will do you the honors and read it all for you. We are just into 25 minutes, so I haven't bored you to death just yet. So I'm going on with it now. 25, 36, that was a little bit too far. 26, that's better. Okay, round and round we go. That's a song. I will put it in the description box. I usually do, so you can check the description box for your readings. You will find small clues there to your situation. Okay, the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated, cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher ground, a higher level. Looking down into your circumstances, you will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and the lessons learned. Some of you will be so fed up and you will say, well, I will never go back to that person again. Guess what the divine is going to do? They are going to, when you have died and when you're going to be reborn, you're not going to remember this, and you're going to fall in love with this person again, and you have to do it all over again. And what they're saying here is to break the cycle set up in the past while you actually have the bird's eye view of your initial footprints. So it's a chance to do this while you still remember what happened in the beginning. In other case, you're just going to forget and have to do it all again and get the knowledge all again. And it's hard work. You know it's hard work. It has been hard work. So, yes, and 19, flexible. I think this is very much a Sagittarius card. This is you in all of your glory. So, teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's most important. Your boundaries, the 9 here. A tree roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane. Whereas a rigid structure like a building would come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you need to be now, willing to learn new things. Teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded into who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. So this is it, you know, the common sense. You think like, I don't want to be this stupid again. Stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you too. I see this. They are going to be, but there's still this, I don't know what has happened to them, but they seem deeply traumatized. I know this is you too, but it's like you have chosen this because you became traumatized by them. So something has happened to them that made them do this to you. You see what I'm getting at? So, yes. Okay. There was a little bit more that needed to be said about this. In every relationship, it's important to be open to new experience and learn new things. Letting go of rigidity, it's what's required right now. You don't always have to be right all the time, do you? It's okay to come to a happy compromise. You can still get your needs met. It's a beautiful day when you meet halfway. So that might string this thread of bitterness inside of you, because you have fought so long for this, what you wanted. And do the divine wants you to starve again, Sagittarius? I don't think they want you to starve again. But you can't have it all in one day. That's only what I'm saying and what I'm seeing here. So soulmates, and yes, there's a little bit of a face there in the clouds. So harmonious partnership, love, friendship, companionship, relationship fostering personal growth. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the result for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you towards them, and sometimes by strong aversion to them initially too. Yes, I definitely feel that. Sorry for the blur. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life just for a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. So they will spiral this personal growth with you. So they need to be a little bit harsh. They need to be a little bit difficult, because if they weren't difficult, it would be a walk in the park on a Sunday and you wouldn't learn a thing. But I understand this. You want to mix like happiness with this too. You don't want to be miserable all the time, and that is why the divine has helped you install your boundaries now. So whenever this person acts stupid, you will be able to withdraw and be with yourself after telling them, of course, doing them the courtesy of telling them, and then you take care of yourself and build on your own life. And maybe we are going to have to do this a lot of times. I hear back and forth. So I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and I wish you also a happy new year. I want to promote my website, www.queenofcupstarot.se, SE for Sweden. So I welcome you back to the February reading that will come in the mid of January. So take really good care and happy New Year's. Bye bye.